Want to become the best pirate on the 7 seas of thieves? No? Then you've come to the right place. If we are to believe Captain Jack Sparrow, every pirate needs a ship. So let's take a look at the ships you can sail in Sea of Thieves. The developers decided to keep the game simple, as there are only 2 types of ships, at the start of the game at least. The sloop and the galleon. Besides these 2 ships, there is an end game. You can become a legendary pirate, which grants you your own legendary ship, which is an entirely different ship. But let's first take a look at the sloop and the galleon, and afterwards we'll talk a little bit about the legendary ships. The sloop is the smaller of the 2 ships, meant for a 1 or 2 person crew. With its smaller size comes a greater travel speed and higher maneuverability. However, the fact that it only has an upper and lower deck means it has less storage room and no brake. The developers made it so the ship can be handled by a single person. Its single mast means it's easy to operate, as you only have 4 rigs to control. 2 for the length of the sail and 2 for the direction. On the top of the mast is the crow's nest, from which you can spot things from further away. Pretty basic stuff. And we mention it being more maneuverable, and that's because the wheel only turns 360 degrees, which is different than the galleons. We'll get to that later. Directly behind the wheel you can find the capstan, so you can drop and raise the anchor fairly quickly. And even though it isn't a ship made for combat, it does have 2 cannons, 1 on each side of the ship. And the cherry on top should be the figurehead, which is completely customizable, similar to the wheel, cannons, capstan, hull, mast and sail. Let's quickly move on to the bigger and, in my opinion, more interesting ship, the galleon. This ship is quite a bit larger than the sloop, as it's meant for a crew of up to 4 people, though it has room for more. Its size means it's slower and less maneuverable than the sloop, but it makes up for that in raw power. For starters, it's multi-layered with an upper, mid and lower deck. The upper deck holds the captain's quarters, but the mid and lower decks hold all the storage and a brick where you can lock up people. Because it's larger, it has more room for cannonballs, making it even more of a warship. As should be clear, the ship has 3 masts and 7 sails, controlled by 12 rigs, 6 for the length and 6 for the direction. This means it's more work to steer the ship, and for that you need more crew. All the way up is again the crow's nest, though it's way higher up, and you can ring an alarm bell to alarm your teammates if you found something. As mentioned, the galleon is less maneuverable than the sloop. This is because the wheel rotates 720 degrees, meaning you must steer twice as hard to make the same turn. One of the more interesting perks about the ship is its access to 8 cannons, which combined with the 300 cannonballs should leave nothing alive. The capstan is, instead of behind the wheel, more towards the middle of the ship, but works in a similar fashion to that of the sloop. Its figurehead is also noticeably larger and can be customized alongside everything else that can be customized on the sloop. So the galleon is quite interesting, but it requires a bigger crew. But it's not the largest ship in the sea. We talked about legendary ships. As an endgame, you can become a pirate legend. This allows you to sail legendary ships, which are comparable to, for example, the Black Pearl, if we should believe the developers, that is. These legendary ships aren't only bigger and look more unique, they also hold features that galleons and sloops don't have, making it quite an interesting ship. We haven't seen them yet, so hopefully we'll see them soon. If they'll release more information on the legendary ships, we'll make a video on it then. Personally, I can't wait to work towards becoming a pirate legend and earning my own legendary ship, but that'll have to wait for once it's released on the 20th of March. For now, I want you to let me know what you think is the best ship and why. Do you prefer the faster sloop or the stronger galleon?